morning. Well, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous day outside today. So I'm having a little bit of breakfast in a very sunny kitchen, and I think today calls for outdoor projects. I cannot be inside when it's so beautiful outside. So fortunately, we have a few outdoor projects on the books. First one is we bought a test paint to see if we like the color for the shutters on the front of the house. So we've got one shutter that is already sanded with all the extra old paint taken off. And I think I'm going to slap that color on, see how it looks, see if we like it, see if we want to buy more of it to do the rest of the shutters. Another project I'd like to do today is run by a shop that I've seen a few times but have not gone to yet, that I keep having on my list of things to do, which is this like statuary garden elements shop. I don't know what you call it, but it's like statues and fountains and little urns and things for your garden. Because I would really like to, on the corner of the driveway, when you come in and then the driveway turns around, I'd love to put a little like concrete or stone urn there with some nice flowers inside it, just to give it a little architectural element in that spot. So I like to go check out, see if they have something like I'm thinking of, and see if it's a good price. I also need to do some research about peach trees, because there's one spot in the garden that doesn't have any tree or any shrubbery, and it's kind of along the border. So there's trees in a line all around it, but there's one spot that's kind of bare. And I was thinking it could be really nice to have a fruit tree, and I love peaches, so I was thinking a peach tree, if that works in that spot, could be really cool. I'm going to do a little bit of research this morning before I leave the house and just see if that's a possibility, or if it's not the right spot for a peach tree, sunshine wise. So yeah, that's quite a lot of outdoor things. I don't think that'll take up the whole day, hopefully not. So maybe we can think of some other things to do today as well. But anyway, I'm gonna have a quick breakfast and then get going. It's a beautiful day out here, but it is a little chilly. But I'm gonna stay in the sunshine. I'm gonna power through, and I'm probably gonna get a peach tree because I'm looking at the spot. Oh, I'll show you. So this is the spot I was thinking of, because there's just there's a couple of trees here, there's some trees over there, and there's just nothing in this spot. So I think it'd be a really nice spot for a peach tree. It seems like a good spot because I read that you need sunshine all day long on your peach tree, and this is where it's next to the side of the house. And I think that because of the route of the sun, this spot will have sun all day long. I also read that you need to have the peach tree planted in the late winter or early spring, which is perfect today. That should be good. It also said that after you plant, you don't need to do a lot of maintenance on the peach tree. You just need to make sure that it's not too wet. Unfortunately, there's not like a lot that I can do about that because I can't control how much it rains. But I think it should be good. I feel reasonably confident for someone with very limited gardening skills. So yeah, I think we're gonna go by the garden shop and see if we can get a peach tree today. But first, we're going to paint, if you see my little blue paint bucket right there, in the one corner of sunshine in the garden, because it's really chilly in the shade. So I'm going to set up my sawhorses and paint our test shutter. Just if you guys haven't seen some of the previous videos, let me tell you what I'm talking about with the paint. So I have never liked this yellow color on the front of the house. I think it just doesn't do anything for the beautification of the house. I don't think it looks historic, and I really don't like the brown shutters. So the plan is to paint the shutters kind of a lavender gray. We've taken off the one shutter right here, so that will be our test one to see if I like the color that we've bought. We'll also paint the garage door over there. We're going to keep these white stripes white, and then I don't know if we're going to hire professionals or if we're going to try to do it ourselves, but we're going to paint the yellow parts of the front of the house kind of a creamy off-white. So we're going to have white, off-white, and then the lavender shutters. So the good news is, because this paint was quite expensive, that I think I can get by with only one coat. It's looking like this is really covering exceptionally well with one coat. And also these shutters, almost all of them are going to be way above eye level on the side of the house. So potentially it's fine if it's not like 1000% the neatest job in the history of the world. That being said, I'm a little worried this color is going to be too light. It's looking very light right now. And I don't know if that's because it is in direct sunlight as I paint, or because it's not dry yet. We'll see what color it dries to. But the color that we're looking for is a few shades darker than what this looks like right now. So I don't want to have to buy another test color because it was 30 euros for just this one small size of paint. But if this is too light, it's going to look white, and then the whole house is just going to look white on white on white, which is not what we want. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully this will dry darker than it's going on, and maybe in the shade, which this side of the house almost always is in the shade, maybe in the shade it'll look darker as well. Okay, I'm not sure how that's going to look on the camera, but my eyes are doing the weirdest thing as I try to look at this color. It's like they can't focus on the color. I don't know why, but I can't really tell if it's going to darken up as it dries or not. I can't even really tell what color it is right now. When I look at it next to this white deck chair over here, it does look a lot more lavender than I was thinking it did. Maybe I've just lost the ability to see in sunlight. This is very concerning. Anyway, I think the best thing to do is let it dry completely while I go to the shop. And then when I come back, it'll be dry enough to move and I can put it in its place, which is over here next to the door, and then see how it looks actually in the light of the place it's going to be. And then I can make my decision based on that. Meanwhile, I've covered my whole body in paint, so I'm going to wash this off and then go to the shop to look at potential garden urns. I'll just show you the place I was thinking about for a potential garden urn, which is, if I can get the camera to go there, right here where this pole is. I'm trying to use my new gimbal and I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it at all. Look down. There we go. Okay, here at the corner of the drive where this pole is where I was thinking about potential garden urn. Not a huge one, but just one that's big enough for 3 or 4 flowering plants inside of it. Why are you filming the sky? Hello, visitor. Oh, camera. Go with visitor. There we go. Hi, Simba. How are you, baby? I don't want to pet you because I have paint on my hands. But, oh, I'll pet you with the back of my hand that's paint-free. Oh, hi, baby. How are you? Who's a cutie pie? Who's a cutie pie? Simba. Simba, where are you going? Simba? Are you moving in? I mean, you can definitely move in if you want to, but I think the neighbors who are actually your family might have something to say about it. Oh, what a sweetheart. There's going to have to be a small change of plans because I just realized that it is 11:30. I don't know if the statuary shop does, but I know for a fact that the garden shop closes from 12 to 2 for lunch. So it's too late. So I'm going to have to wait a couple of hours before I can go and do my little shopping I need to do. However, I've got a backup plan for what to do in that time, which is this bad boy. This is a bed crown that I bought at the Brocante in Paris a couple of weeks ago. Here it is. You can see that it's just one of these bed crowns that attaches to the wall like that on the flat side and then sticks out over the bed. But it just needs some repainting. You can see the paint's kind of chipping off of it right in here. So I think what I'm going to do is sand it and then give it a fresh coat of off-white paint. I think I'm going to paint the base off-white, antique white, and then on this raised part right here, the flower and the leaves, paint those gold. Pretty good. I will let it dry while I go inside and have some lunch, and then it'll be time to go to the shops, and then I can finish up this paint job. In the meantime, this shutter is drying, and as it dries, it is getting a lot more lavender, or maybe my eyes have just adjusted to the sunshine. Who knows? It could be either one, but I have hope. I have a lot of hope for this color. Well, there's been some progress made because I can see the statues. I have found the entrance to the statue, I can't say it's a shop, I'm gonna say yard, statue yard. However, on the entrance there's a sign that says it's only open Saturdays and Sunday afternoons. So yeah, that's not gonna happen today, which is a Wednesday. I guess it's off to the plant store. Okay, I've just arrived at the garden shop. This store at least is open. And as I pulled up, I remembered that we need also, besides a peach tree, another Caryopteris bluebeard bush, because in the hedge that I'm creating along the side of the driveway, there's one that did not make it through the winter. It was already really straggly before the winter, and winter just finished it off. So we need one to replace and fill in that little hole in the hedge. So yeah, I'm gonna go in and hopefully they are still here and still for a good price. Aha, here we go. And they're €2 less than the last time I bought them. Nice. So I'm driving back into the village. I just pulled over for a second because I want to see if I can show you guys this. I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, you can see it. So over there, that white mountaintop, that's where the big mountains are. That's where the helpers and I went for our little mountain holiday weekend in autumn of last year. And it's so cool that it's still covered in snow. But it's just crazy that it's still that snowy and then it's really warm down here. Definitely need to go back for some hiking time soon. As soon as it gets slightly less snowy, it's going to be hiking o'clock. I just got home, and before I unload the peach tree and the Caryopteris bush out of the car, I really am excited to see what color the shutters dried as. So let's see. That is exactly the color that I wanted it to be. Oh my goodness, nothing ever works out this well. This is so exciting. That's really what I had envisioned in my brain. It looks a little bit more blue on the camera than it does in real life. In real life, it's slightly more purple. I'm going to prop it up next to the door, and let's see how it looks in place in the real lighting that it would be in. I quite like it. It is still slightly light. I think we could go another shade stronger lavender if we wanted to, but I don't think we have to. The only thing I question is this, I can't point without looking at it, this area is going to be that creamy off-white color, and I wonder if it's going to make like everything in general too light. If we have a very light lavender, if it'd be better to have like a darker for the accent lavender, but I do quite like this color. I don't know, I think I'm gonna leave it sat there for a few days and see how I feel about it over the course of a few days. But I am quite happy with it. I think it's gonna look good. And the best part is that it doesn't look like some kind of horrible Easter egg accident with the yellow next to it. So that means that I can go ahead and paint all the shutters and not have to worry about immediately painting the facade of the house. Shutters, check. Next job, let's get these plants in the ground. This is an important message for Jerry Chapman. You may recognize this sad, dead plant, which is the one I planted last year, and you might specifically recognize how it's bent to the side because someone stepped on it multiple times getting out of the car. This plant is now dead. This plant is alive. I would like this plant to stay alive. I do not want this plant to end up like this plant. Good? Bad? Yes? No. Stop stepping on my plants. I will be watching you. Look at that big old worm. Hello. You just want to go back in the ground, don't you? I'm sorry. But it is very nice to see you because it lets me know that the soil is nice and healthy around here. And I'll put you back in the ground in just a minute, don't worry. Look at that. The light right now is so gorgeous. So I just came inside. I think it's about time to call it quits for the day. I think I am going to slap one more coat of paint onto the bed crown. But I think it's just about time for the end of the day. I just looked out a window on the other side of the house and the sunset is incredible. There's just never a bad view here. Anytime you look out a window, it is absolutely stunning. At any time of day, it's really amazing. Oh, that is gorgeous. Hello, hello. It is once again time for the Chateau guessing game. It's the end of another video and I'm going to show you a chateau. If you think you know what chateau it is, then write me a guess in the comments, and if you are correct, then I will put your name in the short that I will make about this chateau. This is a slightly tricky one. I'm going to show it to you in just a minute. But before I do, I'm going to remind you guys to please do subscribe to this channel because it is super helpful for me and it will keep you guys up to date with all of the exciting progress at Everdeen and all the other stuff that we are doing. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe. And also liking videos is immensely helpful as well. So please do those two things. And with that, I will show you today's chateau. So a few clues, because I think this one's a little bit tricky. This is the Chateau of a town that is in the central Loire region of France. It's about 2 hours from Paris. It is south of Paris, obviously, because that's where the central Loire region is. Probably didn't need to include that clue. And the name of the town and the chateau means beautiful keep in French. So if you think you know what chateau this is, leave me a guess in the comments. And with that, I will see you guys next time.